All right, well, we've got the Roto-fab in, and that's finished except for the decal. I've got a few color options they gave me. I can pick the silver Roto-fab, a dark red, or a black. So, what do you guys think? What color should I put the decal in? Or should I leave it without? Got the heat exchanger reservoir in place. Catch cans back on. I just got done with that a minute ago. All I need is coolant and of course the intercooler and its coolant, and it'll be ready to start. I've got spark plugs in it now with the OEM wires. I didn't think the OEM wires would fit because of that heat shield, but they fit great. I like the heat shield. All the wires ohmed out to 600 ohms. They're all good. I don't really see a reason to buy new ones right now. Put a little bit of high temp anti-seize on the spark plugs, and of course those were a pain in the butt to put in. A little bit of a clearance issue. So couldn't use a torque wrench. I just spun them a 1/16 of a turn once they touched down per the instructions by NGK. Hopefully that's good enough. I didn't want to crack a ceramic. And another issue I ran into was the stage 8 lock. On that side I had to flip up, which you can tell if it rotates counterclockwise, it will spin somewhat. But it was sitting down, pointing down up against the header, and the spark plug socket wouldn't go on. It was in the way. So probably would have been in the way for the wires too. So I had to flip it. I had to flip it on number 1 and all the way in the back on number 8. Is what it is. They're still on there. They might rotate some if they ever loosen up, but they won't get very far. So, well, I turned the engine over. I reconnected power to it and spun the engine before I put the spark plugs in, and everything seemed fine there. I didn't spin it very long, so I don't know if how long you have to spin it to see oil pressure on the gauge, but I wasn't gonna do it that long. Got the MPP exhaust remote all hooked up. Got the fuel fuse back on there. And when I did that, I turned the key on, and that should pressurize the fuel rail, which it did. And I verified that by coming over here and taking a paper towel and kind of covering this and then pushing on the Schrader, and yeah, quite a bit of fuel came out. So cleaned that up, dried it out with compressed air. And the reason I did that is because if the fuel injectors leak, I want to see the leak. So when the car gets running, I'm going to be all over this thing, looking for fuel leaks, looking for oil leaks, looking for coolant leaks. Anything that can happen when you've torn into a car like this, I'm going to be looking for. Of course, keeping an eye on oil pressure and temperature. So the only thing I have left to do, besides the intercooler and the cowl up on top, is the bumper and the big gulp. So I think that has to go on when I do the bumper because of the way it mounts. I can't just mount it to the bumper. And I don't think I'm going to put the bumper on until I start the car, just in case there's something I need to get to up front. I don't know, maybe the heat exchanger leaks or something. You never know. So it's a lot of work to put the bumper on just to find out you have to take it off. So we'll leave that off. It'll take about an hour to put on with the fender wells. I got both fender wells. I'm gonna clean those before I put them on. And once the car's done, I think I'll actually give it a wash. First time I've ever washed it. But this car is dirty. It's got oil on it, and it just needs a bath. So, well, thanks for watching. I'll have another video here as soon as I get the intercooler and get that in, and we'll go from there. Let me know what you think about what color Roto-fab sticker to use, and I'll go with it. What the heck.